sister? I know. Baby. Right. Hello, y'all. Good evening. Hello, Outer Banks Witch. How are you, sister? Yes. Congrats. Congrats. I'm so happy for you. We are going to have to catch up. Hey, Starseed Psychic Alliance and Wendy. Hello. Welcome to the chat. So now I can finally come to you guys and talk to you guys about this new moon that's coming up on the 18th. So the vibes that I am getting from this moon, and I typically go by my intuition when it comes to what the moon is saying. And what I feel that she is talking about is love and money. So we've got a Leo moon. The new moon will be in Leo on the 18th, and then it's going to go into Virgo on the 19th. So it will actually be in Leo, and as it wanes or waxes, as it does that, it's going to go into Virgo, but it'll still be a new moon, and then we'll be in Virgo crescent for probably like a couple of days after that. I'll have to double check, but from what I'm sensing from this moon that's coming up is that I'm sensing very powerful things are going to happen in your love life during this moon. And then also for those of you who are having troubles in your love life, this is going to be a good moon for you to say, hey, I'm going to take it or I'm going to leave it. So I know for a fact that as far as with love reunions, it would be good. Hey, Jacksonville, how are you? As far as with love reunions, it would be good for you to work on this particular moon for love reunions as well as for new love. Now, this is when things get kind of like a sticky situation starts to happen when we start talking about new love, okay? But I think that it's going to be important for some of us to go ahead and open up the gateways for love that have been closed for you. For example, your exes, they will do certain things. Some people will all out block your love life, and on a universal level, love is being blocked. Okay, just to let y'all know, if you are a person that is looking for love or capable of love, you're being discouraged at every turn. You're being told that you're too young, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too short, you're too tall. The truth of the matter is that all of those people that are saying that to you are confused. And I feel like either those people are under some kind of agenda or they feel the need to try to control your heart. And so this moon is going to be really important because at the end of the day, okay, a lot of us, while we have gotten done, because we're done playing pity pat, okay, and petty. We're done playing pity patty patty. These children need stable environments. They need to grow up with their mother or their father experiencing love, not experiencing this crap that they told us that love was. Now, whatever it is that you consider love to be, many people throughout history have had many different ideas of it. But I think that if you're not focused on having all of it, a lot of people, when it comes to love, they are very limited. They are very limited. They think, well, maybe I can get into a relationship with somebody that is of convenience because I don't think that anybody is actually going to find me attractive. And they're thinking that, they're not sexy enough. A lot of people have these limited belief systems. But when I tell you there is somebody for everybody, that is what I mean. Okay. Now, if you feel like you have met the correct somebody, then this would be a very powerful moon for you to do reunion work between you and that person. Okay. So the reason why this new moon is going to be very powerful for reunion work as well as commitment work is because we're going to have Leo and Virgo, both of these signs combined. That Leo energy represents strength and it represents Leo energy within itself. These are the energies of the family, of the instincts, the instincts of survival, but then also mixing it with your family, your children, your love life, your happiness, how well you're surviving. I've noticed that it can be extremely easy for a woman to survive, but then we have men that are confused. And the reason why these men are confused is because they do not know anything about love. Okay. They put way too much limitations on love. And I'm going to be honest with you. Love is not always a pretty thing. Right now, we've got a lot of twin flames um, that are reuniting, but it's so much hatred, and your twin has been traumatized so much and indoctrinated. I don't think that the spirits were counting on people being so indoctrinated and under mind control. So, for example, if you are a Black woman, you are experiencing the opposite of love because now, right now, the whole thing is Black women are not good enough. Black women are not marriage material. Black women are this and that. And that's why they roll their thumbs and down, because these ignorant people, they're so ignorant. They're so far removed from reality that they will never experience anything real. So we tend to ignore those people, and we will be ignoring those people. We don't want to commune with those types of people because we all know what love is about. We all know that love is not about a race. Love is not about a age. All of that crap is stuff that you have been indoctrinated in. And when it comes to age, pedophiles are out there trying to mess up love for everybody. The pedophiles are. They're trying to twist and tangle everything. Pedophiles are. So, if you're smart, you will protect your love energy and protect your heart, because especially if you are a person that is meant to experience love later in life. Many of us that did not get it as children, many of us that did not get love as teenagers, many of us that went through hell, it is meant for us to find this great romantic love that is compassionate, that loves you unconditionally. And this is something that I never want you guys to forget, because what they do, and see, what they do doesn't matter, because you have got to follow your heart when it comes to love. Okay. So, for example, if it's somebody that you love, you have to make sure, especially if it's somebody that you know you want to be with, you have to make sure that you put up some kind of fight. A lot of people have been way too complacent, apathetic. Okay, that's another thing with that apathy thing. Okay, there's a lot of people that are apathetic, they don't care. And you should, because when you give up on love, you are giving up on God and you are giving up on yourself. Many of y'all think that love is because of, a man has this, and that to buy you. Well, no, you want your man to have something in life, because if he doesn't, he may be one of those characters, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But you should be able to do everything for yourself. Okay. You should never be with somebody so that they can buy you shoes. You should be able to buy your own shoes. Of course, for me personally, they have taught y'all so wrong that people are far removed. Love is love at the end of the day. Okay. If you are going to be with somebody, when you think about money, because that's what a lot of people are thinking about, because we are slowly being set free from the traps that we have been in. So when it comes to money, this is what I want you to think about. It's okay to want to be with somebody with money, but you shouldn't want to be with that person for money just because you don't have nothing. Because first of all, you're not even, that's kind of that's going a little too far as to think that you're going to find somebody with that kind of energy. You're going to constantly attract fake, false people to you that are not going to have the ability to love you. And all these people that's running around here judging people that came from poor families, y'all need to throw all that away. Throw it away. Okay, all this crap that y'all talking about, trying to do this, based upon class. And since most people, probably close to 70 to 80% of the people are middle class, probably about 60, 70%, 10% are very poor. Stop making your decisions based upon that. So what people did was they said, well, there's so many people that are poor in this world that we're going to go, and we're going to go way back, and we're going to do something that is totally ridiculous. And we're going to judge who we are with based upon their age, their race, even sometimes their marital status, or either their familial status. It is not like that. There are no rules when it comes to this. So when it comes to your love life, if you love somebody and you know that you truly love that person, you don't give up that person for the fake things in life. For example, my spiritual husband got me this house. Am I going to sit here and say, oh, I don't appreciate this house, I wish I had something bigger? No, because I love this house. This house is very cozy and romantic. I love my house. I love my home. It has everything that I wanted. It has a beautiful front porch. I have a huge yard that I need to get a lawnmower. Yes, women can afford to buy lawnmowers without a man. That's another thing. When you remove all of that horse shit from your heart and your dating environment, you start to realize positive things start to happen. When you stop demeaning the woman and saying, oh, you need me, so I am going to, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that, because this is actually happening a lot these days. Okay. This is happening a lot, to where people are very judgmental and they're going based upon bitter people. They're taking love advice from bitter people. Stop taking love advice from bitter people, not people that have been in a miserable marriage for 10 years, 5 years. No, you stop taking advice from bitter people. I'm talking about people that, literally 10, 20, 30 years ago. And this is the advice that you guys are taking love advice from. You have been taking love advice from people that don't even like sex. We have experienced a sexual revolution in the past 20 years that is like no other. And we're not talking about the one back during the 50s that involved sex with children. We're talking about real divine sex between two beings. Okay? That's what we're talking about. They have completely perverted and twisted people's views of love and sex, to the point that there are women in their 30s that can't find a man, because the men that you're looking at, they're all zombies and decoys, and some of them are green screens. some of them are green screens. Okay. Oh yeah, I heard about it being a good workout, especially like for the legs and the arms. Mm-hmm. So what you guys have to understand is that everything that you have been taught about love was a lie. Now, the biggest thing that we have going on right now is the baby daddy, baby mama paradigm. How many people that are here tonight knows that it was never meant for you to be with your baby daddy or your or your baby mama, but the children were definitely meant to be? How many of you guys have accepted that? Hello, Venus Mutha. Hello, good evening. Yeah. Yeah, well, I need to get one. It's the end of the summer now, and I noticed that a lot of the grass cutting companies, they wanted to charge $100 or more, because they know that, that we're going into a season, where, and so, I had to pay $100 to get my grass cut today, and I'm like, heck, I could have bought a lawnmower. So yeah, I'll make sure that I get a lawnmower, like seriously. So anyway, let's get back on the subject that I was talking about. The one thing that's been hurting a lot of people is being bound to the demonic contract of your baby daddy and your baby mama. If you stay in that union, knowing that it was a union created to bring children to be sacrificed to that system, and you're still in that relationship and you don't know what's going on, you guys are making a huge mistake. That, like, even married couples, even people that have been married and divorced, people that are very level-headed, you don't stay with nothing like that. Now, what's happening is that the baby mamas and the baby daddies are trying to stop you from moving on. It's been like 10 or 20 years. The children are above the age of 18. A lot of these children, especially if you're poor, if you are somebody that is considered to be poor, or either you didn't have a lot of money when you had your child and you had to, create all of these negative things, and you have got to accept that it is not meant for your baby mama to be with you for the rest of your life. And you know what, many of you guys are dealing with that, and you're unhappy, and you're constantly coming around saying, hey, I'm unhappy, check this out, here's the handiwork of your baby daddy. And I'm ready to put curses on people for that. Okay, nobody was meant to have to stay with a person that was not for them. Some of y'all, it was specifically meant for you to just have children with that person before you knew better. You still love the children. It has nothing to do with your love for your children. So this is one of the main struggles that I get, is people looking at me crazy because I'm a single mother and I left the father of my child. And the reason why they're looking at you crazy is because the fathers of your children that were not up to par, they weren't. You were young. You did not know. All you wanted was a baby. I remember when I was younger, I wanted a baby from the age of 13-year-old. It was the environment that we grew up in. So we ended up having children with these people that we were not meant to be with or have romantic relationships with for the rest of our lives. This is the reality. This is the one struggle that many of you are having. And the very same people that created the baby daddy, baby mama paradigm, they looking at your children. They still looking at your children. You know why they're looking at your children? Because the reason why they created that that insecure situation and environment for your children to grow up in, whether or not you're still with them or not, the reason why they created your children was so that your children could be sacrifices, and your children will be sacrifices if you don't wake up to this. So many of you women that have been single for years and years and you don't know why you can't move forward. You know what? It is in your child's best interest for you to move forward, because many of you that decided, I'm upset about my baby daddy or my ex-husband, and you stayed single for the rest of your life. And they were actually talking about this, but then they went off of this subject and they went and started talking about hair weaves and other stuff. We were actually having an open discussion about how feminism and lesbianism and all of those things were actually pushed to us as an agenda from our parents that were bitter, our parents that grew up in the church, that was told that if you had sex, that you were the devil, told you that you were supposed to be this virtuous woman that doesn't have sex, but yet you die at a young age what's that thing? Women are dying of ovarian and uterine cancer because they don't have enough sex. You do the math. The reason why a lot of you are having all of the health problems that you're having is because you do not have a regular sexual partner. That is not divine for that to happen. So whoever taught the world to be like this was only here to create death. All of it. You need to let all of that stuff go. This is what spirit is constantly working at. And you know what? This is the reason why I have been under attack. This is the reason why Outer Banks Witch has been under attack. This is the reason why a lot of you have been under attack. I used to tell my ex for years, hey, why don't you go and get off of drugs and go and find you a nice woman? Because I knew for sure that I didn't belong with him. I knew that me and him were not supposed to be together. And it had a lot to do with what my heart was telling me. And I was 100% correct, because he was abusive to the children. And I wasn't going to keep that kind of environment around. Clearly, what they did was they brought two people together. And for a lot of you guys, you were set up by family members with these people, or either you met them in your small town where everybody knew everybody, and y'all know it's the truth, and it was convenient. It was something down the street. But then in reality, there was really no destiny with this person beyond having those children. That's the reality of it. Most people that felt compelled to stay together strictly for the children are miserable as shit right now. These people are ready to commit suicide. And it is that I love you too. It is that entity that is messing with these people, that is telling them stay in this miserable situation, stay. And for me, years ago, I left. Okay, I was a single mother. I have been a single mother, even though I don't know if I'm single or not because it doesn't feel single. I've been told by people that I'm not single, but it is what it is. I have been a single mother, however, as far as being a single mother for the past 20 years, and I don't regret it. As you can see, I look younger than some of these people that have been around their baby daddy that has a demon attached to him. Okay. I'm telling you, a lot of people assume that, a lot of people probably assume that because you have 3 or 4 children, that you're going to age fast and you're going to be looking all broke down and all messed up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's actually not the truth. Being a mother came very natural to me. Being a single mother, it was difficult, but it was because their father made it difficult. And that is the only reason why that person is there. That person is there to create a child that is going to have difficulty and struggle. I knew intuitively that and my children know it too. I knew intuitively that if I would have stayed with their father, that it would have screwed up their life even more. I knew that intuitively, and I was correct about it. Okay, seriously, I'm talking about everything, okay? And now a lot of y'all got to consider this, that it's time to move forward. The reason why you've been stuck on the baby daddy, baby mama thing, men can't go out here and they can't have sex without being afraid of child support, which is absolutely ridiculous. That is because you are dealing with the wrong people. You can't even go out there and be a human being and live your life and fall in love with somebody and go through the process without worried about something that doesn't even have to exist. It only exists because you allow it to exist. You allow these fears to be in your mind all the time. Right, exactly. Orion's daughter is a perfect example of that. And I'm gonna tell you that whole thing, like, and I swear to you, and we were warned about this. We were actually warned about this. Now, for example, if you are a single parent, whether or not you're a man or a woman, and you know how it is when you're raising children, and you know how it is when you're busy, you've got time for your children. But the reason why I've been tossing and turning at night like Bella Swan is because it's time. We done waiting and being held up any longer, because what they want to do is they want to hold you up just a little while longer so that they can play this game, so that you can be in and out a cycle of narcissistic abuse, which narcissism, I'm starting to think that it's a frequency. It's another frequency that they're sending out, okay? Because it's happening way too much. You guys have been in that loop for long enough. You fall in love, you build up that love, something comes and tears it down. Then next thing you know, they're feeding off of your heart chakra and your emotional pain. I have told you guys this so many times. All of those single mothers that are up in the church, they go home and they cry themselves to sleep every single night because they are being told that not only do they not have anybody there to be with them, but that they're supposed to be with a ghost, and that they're not acceptable. So what do you women do? You women manifest that in the men around you. Okay, when you learn how to be strong and powerful and start demanding what you are expecting of these men, But many of you women are allowing men and the church to intimidate you, and you have to stand up and fight them. Even if it's a man that you love, you have to say, excuse me, but we're not going to do this. And you have to let them know, and you have to have clear and concise communication. Because this is not a game. People are dying because they are sick. People around the world are not dying of the coronavirus. They're dying of heartbreak. They're dying of all sorts of things. You got to understand that it is time for you to stop avoiding love. And in order for you to stop avoiding love, you got to heal. Healing is very painful, especially when you're trying to heal the heart chakra. Can be very painful. When your heart chakra is healing, what it does is it pumps, as it beats, is it is pushing those energies out of your heart right now. Right now, it's a big purge right now. Those demons are on their way out. That's why they are always coming at you saying that it's the end of the world, because it's the end of their world. Okay. And if you're going to be a part, and unless you are a demon yourself, you have to be a part of that. She's, Mother Earth and these spirits, these divine spirits, they're not going to leave anybody behind. And so they're working on you. But you got to open up your eyes, because, see, this is what's going to be important about this new moon that's coming up. I can feel it coming, and every single time I warn y'all, every time. I'm going to have to figure out with spirit what I'm going to do, because I'm going to make sure that shit don't happen again, because I'm tired of that shit. Every time I come and give y'all warning, I come and I tell y'all, I say, hey, there's going to be either a black man or a black woman that's going to get killed by the popo. There's going to be some kind of video. There's going to be something that is done universally to captivate your attention, to distract you from this moon. I tell y'all that all the time. The reason why they distract you when the portals are open is because they do not want you to move forward. They don't want you to move forward. They don't want you to have love, because when somebody loves you, they can't take advantage of you, right? And you know the difference, because many of y'all come to me whenever I do love work on a man. Let me tell you what it usually is. It is usually that that man is self-destructing, and the woman definitely is his savior. Okay. And so a lot of you will recognize that, and you'll say, I can tell that his mama doing magic on him. My mama been doing magic on me. I can tell that something is tearing him down. I can tell that something is destroying him. And I love him, and I don't want that to happen. Okay. And we've had to go through the extreme. Sometimes you have to really, really, really do domination work to get somebody to not literally self-destruct within themselves, because we all know about those self-destructive energies. So many of you women that come to me and you say, hey, I'm trying to do this. I've got this going on. Now, keep in mind that if you got somebody doing work on you, you're going to have to, almost just like it is with my court cases, until the situation has settled itself, you're going to have to do work on that person every month. You're going to have to, because you're in a fight. You're in a tug of war. Okay. You're in a tug of war. Okay. Usually either over yourself or somebody else. So what we're going to be working on, and the clients that spirits are wanting to take right now, are people whose love pathway has been blocked. Thank you, Outer Banks Witch. We want to take people who literally, because some of you ain't even never met nobody. Some of you have been so suppressed. that you are literally 40. Y'all be surprised the people that have been so oppressed, and they haven't met anybody, not anybody, or they weren't able to actually make that connection with anybody because they've been so closed off. And I believe that all of this is starting to now manifest itself as these diseases and stuff, these afflictions that these children are born with. For example, autism. You're going to look at a person with autism, that somebody that has extreme autism, and you're going to automatically start limiting them. And you're going to say, because of the state of condition of this person now, as they get older, they're not going to experience real love. They can't because they're autistic. But spirit says no, because your energy is going to go in to that situation. And so many of you guys have got to stop limiting yourselves based upon medical witchcraft. A doctor cannot tell you what you can do and how you can do it. They are not God. They do not have the power to condemn you. So the reason why they are putting these afflictions over your children, they are putting these spirits in your children that are traveling through these the entities can travel through a lot of those hell, they can jump on your child when they're born. That's why don't nobody want to have a baby at a hospital. Okay, a lot of people have been rethinking how they're going to have their babies since the coronavirus because they know that it's a spirit. So I wouldn't recommend having a hospital birth for nobody. I listen, because something ain't right with that whole situation. Okay, now I understand that a lot of the hospitals are probably cleaning extra. Okay, but even all those cleaning products, because they're cleaning with chemicals, but they're not cleaning with spirit. Okay, so they're not actually saging those hospitals. They're not doing any of that. So when you've had these children with these afflictions that make it difficult, and it messes up their mind, then that makes your child the perfect candidate for a sacrifice. So they're actually breeding children that it's the one thing they don't want you to have: love. Because if you have love and if somebody loves you, love beats the demon. It does. If you have someone that loves you, they cannot do anything to you. They don't want you to have love, and they have specifically twisted everything else when it comes to love. That's why music is so important. Music brings in the energies and vibrations of love. That is what we are supposed to be focused on. Not fighting, not arguing, not doing any of those things. If you got some things that you need to get off your chest, get it off your chest, but release it. There are people that are going around and around in a circle over and over and over again. And the bottom line is that you need to realize that you are in a chain. So the kind of work that we're focusing on for this new moon is going to be for those of you that have had somebody that have said, look, I don't want to be with you. You look like a poopy head. I'm not going to be with you. You're not good enough for me. I don't like you. Then guess what? Do your new moon love work. And guess what? The reason why that person is saying that to you is because there has been a doorway closed, and that's why they're saying that to you in the first place. So that's why we've got to do the love road openers, because many of you guys have been binded. And maybe either that person genuinely doesn't want to be with you, or and that's something we have to look at in the cards. Either they genuinely don't want to be with you, or it's been blocked. That has been blocked for you. So that's why it's going to be important to do your love work. I swear to God, even if you're not doing a reunion spell for you and somebody else, make sure that you open up that road to love, because that is what they have done the past 5 to 6 weeks. They had been working on closing the love gates for many of you guys. That is what it's been all about. Everything that you've been seeing, not just from what you've been seeing happening with me, but what you've been seeing happening in your own life. The other side has been shutting down love. Okay. And the reason why they do it is because they are hoping that you're going to cry. They're hoping that you're going to be in a despair. They are hoping that you are going to be upset and take it out on your children, which is why I always told you guys to make sure that you understand that those children are loved. So you love them and they are there to, love you until you figure things out. You know what I'm saying? But not in a, people sometimes go too far. Okay. That's why your children are there. So that way, not only is the demon feeding off of your misery, but now it gets to feed off of the misery of your children. Okay. And that's what that demon is counting on, hoping for you to actually be disparaging enough and, feel left out in the cold. And trust me, they had other things planned, but nothing in their plan is going to work, especially if you have been working on healing your heart chakra and you have been working on your love life. You've got to do the work. If you've got outside influences that are interfering with your love life, you have to banish them. You have to make it so that they're not interfering anymore. Okay. You have to do that. If you don't do that, you will be alone the rest of your life and you're going to pass that down to your future generations. Okay. The reason why so many people are going crazy is because they have no foundation. They are just scattered. So many people are just scattered. They have no idea what they are doing and they are under mind control. When you are able to put all of this stuff into perspective, it will make sense to you, won't it? Because everything that I just told you made a lot of sense. What else would it be? Surely you're not going to listen to the demon that lies and says that all of you you're just too ugly. Right, right. That's what the demon tried to tell you, was that the reason why you didn't have love is because you were ugly. Now, a lot of y'all been looking in the mirror at yourself for years and you know you're not ugly, and other people done told you that you're not ugly, and other people are attracted to you and other people love you. So you got to quit listening to that stupid demon that tells you that you're ugly. Because a lot of y'all will sit up there and believe that because it is a demon behind it. Hell, look, I know for a fact that people out there you know what's crazy is that the people that are considered not aesthetically pleasing, they got somebody. You notice that people that have like handicaps and stuff, y'all notice that? And then it's a lot of you out there that are perfectly able-bodied. Okay, you may need to work on your mind a little bit more, but you're perfectly able-bodied for love and you're not receiving it because you own this narcissistic, egotistical, you want to go and control somebody else's love life instead of looking at your own. So you got a lot of people out there, as soon as you tell them who you with, they trying to break you up. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice that you stop getting support from people because of your significant other. People start not supporting you, which is kind of wrong on a lot of levels because everybody's energy is not supporting relationships. We lost the it was almost like we lost the way, and we could see it slipping back in the 70s. And now, because when I came into the world, when I came, love came. Okay. Because a lot of people will tell you I can be really, really evil sometimes, and sometimes I'll fall under possession, just like other people. Other people that fall under possession and they fall from being the person or saying the things that they want to say. They don't understand that other people can do that too. But I am at the end of the day a very loving person. So when I came into the world in 77, okay, so I was born in 77, okay, which is pretty special, that double seven. Anybody that was born in 77 knows what I'm talking about. So when I was born, I came into this world with like this innocence, that has always been with me. And I think that that is my angels and my guides and stuff when it comes to that, because I don't understand any of this stuff that I've never understood anything that they're talking about. I've always known that they are wrong and they are doing nothing but leading everybody down the path of sickness and death, because they are telling men to not be with fertile women. They are telling men to not respect women that have children, just so that they can continue the condemnation of these women and their children. And someday their daughters are going to come back to them and they're going to say, "Why did you do this to me?" Okay. That's exactly what they're going to say. They're going to come back and ask you. I couldn't imagine that the relationship between me and my daughters would have been so much worse if I would have stayed with their father. It would have been worse. We would have been worse off, because it was never meant for me to be in a love romantic relationship, which was why I lost its fizzle. That's why I didn't want them no more. That's why I was like, ugh. Wasn't meant for you to be with them. And what these men have done is they have went out on a campaign against single mothers for years, and they didn't realize that they were working on behalf of a demon. They didn't even realize that, y'all. Because if they would have just followed their intuition and had trust, they could have maintained a positive relationship with the mother of their children. If they were going on the correct path, they wouldn't have created near about the problems that they created in your life. If they would have just moved on and found the correct person that they were supposed to be with, things would have happened a long time ago. I know that for me, there were several circumstances that led a delay, because many of you guys have been delayed in that. So a lot of y'all have been listening to the demon say, "Oh, well, if you're 40, you need to stop looking for love." That's demon is a liar. It's lying to you. Okay? It is lying to you. Most people don't even come into their selves until they're in their 30s. Some of y'all wasn't even ready to settle down until you got in your 30s. I know I wasn't. Okay, I had 2 children with the baby daddy. He asked me to marry him. I was never gonna. I said no, no, no. I told him no. You know why? Because I knew that it was a trap, and I was right. Can you imagine the hell of getting divorced? Many of y'all got to come and get hexes removed of y'all off of y'all just to get divorced. I was never gonna marry him. Oh my God. And you know what? He tried to make me feel as if I didn't have no choice. So a lot of y'all, that's why y'all married that person, because they made you feel like you don't have no choice in the matter, especially because of the children. And that's actually not the truth. They say it takes a village to raise a child. For example, I think that men, it's jealousy, it's envy. Envy is not a good thing. This is not something normal that you're supposed to have. You're not actually supposed to, for the rest of your life, give a shit about this person that you don't love anymore. Just because you have kids. That's a bind. That's a bind. You're binded if you're doing that. This is one of the reasons why I regularly do unbindings on myself, because that demon uses, and yeah, it's using your baby. They're what what's the word that somebody else used for them? They're almost like handlers, but they're a different type of handler. A person that goes and gets love work done on you because they know that that you were supposed to be with them, but they know that there's outside influences that are pulling you away. You need to be grateful for that person that's willing to do that. And people will say, and they will judge these women. Okay? They will judge these women. Yeah, you can get married at any age. That all that crap, whoever is talking that crap, they may be into that pedophile stuff. I don't trust people that talk like that because that's not how a normal person talks. There's 30 and 40 and 50-year-old women. You know, if you run into somebody and you fall in love with them, their age is not going to make a difference. So all that crap that they're talking is just crap. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. And see, back in the old days, back before medical witchcraft, people was living till they was about 300, sometimes 1,000 years old. So, you know, that this whole age thing where they want to cut down the lifespan, they've cut your lifespans down a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why so many people, I mean, to be 43, I'm lucky because a lot of people don't even make it to 40. A lot of people ain't gonna make it to 43. Okay, a lot of people ain't gonna make it to 43. And people talk about older people dating. Y'all know how many jazz clubs is out there. The older people, they can find a man quicker than some of the younger people. All them, they got jazz clubs out there. You can go out and meet people. Older people have a better love life than we do sometimes. So that's something that y'all got caught up in. I don't understand what it is, but what I will tell you is that many of you guys need to stop listening to certain people and the things that they say about love. Why would you take advice from somebody that never loved anybody, let alone themselves? You can't take advice from somebody that's obviously telling you and showing you that not only do they not know, do they not love you, but they don't care anything about you. Okay, a person that loves you is going to fight for you. That's the person that I want. If I found out that a man went to a practitioner and said, I'm losing Jamila, I want her back, I'm not going to have anything against him. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, that's why I don't, sometimes, you have to give a person a little push because a lot of times when they have completely, bitter, they done turned many of y'all into a bitter pill. That's what they've done, and they've purposely done it. And they've tried to take you through every single scenario to get you to give up on love. They, for some reason, for me personally, because my father told my mother that white women were better. My mother goes through this scenario over and over again to where she has to see the man that I love tell me that white women are better, but it's not real. So why like y'all better look to y'all mamas, man. Them bitter old ass hags. She been consistently trying to tell me that somebody that I love and that I know loves me doesn't love me or want me because of what my father told her 30 something years ago. And many of y'all, that's what y'all caught up in. So you can recognize it when you see it. And it's like, no, that really doesn't exist, but okay. Then some of y'all are being told that you're too fat for somebody to love you. Some of y'all are being told that that you what's another big thing that they tell you? That you're a witch and nobody's gonna love you. Whatever reason that they're telling you that. The bottom line is that you got to be careful with your parents because your parents just want you to take care of their sick asses. That's why you got to be careful of your parents. That's why I'm very, very I trust the universe. I don't trust the elders. The elders is up to no damn good. They see you happy, they want to fuck it up. These are the facts, man. And if y'all not paying attention, you need to. And you have to believe in love beyond that fake crap. It's fake. That's why you don't see me running around here talking about I ain't gonna never, when I was saying I ain't gonna date no black man no more. And they done hurt me too bad. I will never do that, because you know what? Let me tell you what that is. That is people manipulating you. Okay. Your lover is not going to have a specific race, though. We all know that. But more than likely, people are going to be attracted to the people closest to their tribe. That is a fact. So many of you, especially black women, it's not even a concern that you need to have. They've made a mountain out of a molehill. Many of you guys run around here feeling like, you're not good enough, like ain't nobody gonna want you, and all this thing about all of that stuff, saying that black men want to be with a white woman because of status. We see these so-called status relationships with these, and it ain't Heidi Klum and Seal. It's not. We see on an average these so-called status, these men that think they're going to get a white woman and it gives them status. It doesn't. They're just as devoid of any power as any time power, so people will trip off of that, and they'll say, wow, it looks like this guy has so much power and status. No, he doesn't. That doesn't give you power and status. Being with a person that you actually love is what gives you power and status. Fake relationships, made up, arranged marriages that were made up because, oh, this person, and he's successful, and so I'm going to be successful. And then, but y'all see that ain't happening. None of y'all living within that dream that y'all tried to create. It's not happening. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there was no cookie cutter way of doing anything. These so-called ideas that you have about love, surely is as long as the person is not running around with an active spiritual and physical infection in their body that's infecting people, long as they not walking around with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be okay. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I love that show too. I haven't seen it in a while, but I actually love that show. It's been more and more difficult for me to watch older shows though, and I've noticed that like I'll watch like a few minutes. I just usually listen to the intro, or I watch like a video of the intro, and that's enough for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I used to love that show. Y'all notice the Blanche Blanche and what was the other one's name? Beatrice Arthur. A lot of people think that you have to have a certain look for somebody to be in love with you, or you to find somebody. Well, to be honest with you, and y'all know what? I'm only 5'4". My father is 6'3", 6'4". I'm 5'4". Why in the hell would I go and chase after a big old tall man when I am 5'4"? Why do we do that? Why? What is up with that? And I'm bringing this up for a reason. People are trying to match themselves with other people that literally there's no match at all. It's not fitting together. Now that's not to say that a very tall woman can't be with a man shorter than her, or either. We're not saying that. But for example, a lot of us, like with my father, it's so weird because um a lot of the times I don't even know, like how they say mama's baby, daddy maybe. Okay, because it was supposed to be that I was supposed to have this tall man, and I've never even really been into tall men. But it's been this idea that I'm supposed to have this big, tall, lanky man. No, I think that a guy that's 6'3" would fit better with a woman that's 5'8". Just saying. So there's a lot of you that are attaching yourself, and I've never liked really tall men ever. Even though my father is supposed to be a tall man, I never liked tall men. I've always liked them to be 5'11", somewhere between, like, no more than 6 foot tall. I can't, that's too tall. And I had a baby with a guy that was 6'3", and literally that was like I wasn't supposed to have no big old, I had a big old overgrown 10-pound baby. And I was 5'3" at the time when I was pregnant with him, because it was 20 years ago. So I'm 5'3". Y'all should have saw me. It looked like a 5-year-old pregnant, but it was ridiculous how huge I was. And so I'm not questioning my son or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just the point that we were set up and arranged, and these children were created in certain namesakes, and your children should have only been created in your namesake. So many of y'all that had children, and the reason why there's such a problematic relationship with your child, a lot of y'all that came from the baby daddy, baby mama paradigm, that's one of the reasons why there is an estranged relationship with that child. And it is because of why you were brought together with that person. And I'm speaking specifically on this to you women like myself that don't want a damn thing to do with the father of your child. You are making it on your own without him. Because I know it's a lot of men out there, they like they trap their baby mama as if it's some goddamn. It's like, well, I wonder, this is kind of ridiculous, but then they'll go out and screw everybody. Listen, if you got a wife at home and you're out screwing everybody else, clearly you're under some kind of confusion. Clearly there's something just ain't clicking right within that. Something ain't clicking. So many of y'all women that were supposed to have love in your life, these men, they're all on a goddamn agenda to make all baby mamas stay with their baby daddy. And Spirit came through and told me that there is a specific agenda that ain't even no real agenda. The agenda is a demonic entity that wants to feed off of you. That's why you got these men out in social media constantly attacking women, and they gonna have their day, because we're not playing that. So you can hate Jamila all you want. We're gonna make it all right, okay? And I'm starting to believe that our baby daddies don't even have to trick them into doing it, that they all on the same page with the baby daddy that is literally on their way out. You don't have the right to hold a woman up for 20 years of her life. Are you serious right now? That's why they don't like for us to work with Lilith, because Lilith gives us freedom from all of that and to be judged based upon who we are as women. And all of this whole judging women thing, and it's a turnoff. It is. It's a turnoff to hear a man shame a woman for having a baby. Nobody wants you, trust me. Nobody worth a damn. No actual divine feminine woman wants a man running around here child shaming. We don't want you, trust me. Because we'll have more children. Okay, we'll have more children whenever we find the right person. We don't care about nothing that you're talking about. You are fighting a losing battle of a demon that is literally dying. That demon actually, that whole system is being torn apart at this point. Because I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it that my ex was actually pushing love away from me, literally devoted his entire life to trying to push love away from me. Your ex is doing the same thing, your baby daddy. And if you're not in love with your baby daddy or want your baby daddy, he's very angry, he's very spiteful because he doesn't really know what real love is. That's why you left him. And then, especially you men that fail to take care of your children. Okay, the ones of you that literally failed to take care of your children, which was a sign that you never love. It was never love in the first place. The fact that the government had to force you to take care of your children showed that it was a sign that these were government sacrifices to some kind of shadow government. And it's following your children, and your children are saying, what the hell? And they sitting up there watching their mama sit at home and not do the responsible thing, which is to find a love romantic relationship. Instead, what your mamas is doing is screwing all of the little young boys in the neighborhood and hating on real love because she done lost her damn mind. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? The person that you're going to be with is going to be the person that you know what I'm saying? That's it. See, a lot of these men that we're talking about, and I tell young girl, and they, oh, you know what I noticed? I noticed that they trying to bring in the another. That demon is still hard at work. So I tell a lot of young girls, don't get pregnant by that man. He's just trying to stick you with a baby that he is not going to take care of, and it's going to be a sacrifice for the system. I know that's right. Feel that power, okay? Yes. Yes, sister. We are the witches of Hecate. Yes, we are. Okay. And they better not forget it. So, the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing, get over that. Please stop with that. That's not who you were meant to be with. It was meant for you to have children with that person. It was meant for that person to be with somebody else. The pervert demon who always has something negative to say, constantly has a fear of a pervert or something. So we all supposed to make all of our life decisions based upon something that has never happened to our children and never will. So we're all supposed to base it on what I heard about on the news, and yeah, there are people out there that absolutely are doing the fool when it comes to children. Yes, it is, and it's disgusting. But literally, as a grown adult, when I was breaking free of that, I could tell that my baby daddy was basically just like, oh, you're going to have this man around my children and he's going to do something. But then the baby daddy did the most damage out of everybody that could. It was him. A person that's telling you that somebody's going to do something to you is planning on doing something to you. So those of you that went through that, it's time to walk away. I know that I haven't been with the father of my daughters for the past 18 years. Well, I'd say 16 years. We broke up when My oldest was 2 or 1. The oldest, yeah, I'm trying to think, trying to calculate. Anyway, it's been that long. And this man still stalks me. Still. You know why? Because he has done nothing with his life. Okay. And he tried to put it off on me. I said, look, I just don't want to be with you at all. Like, I have no desire. I'm not even thinking about it. First of all, after you did not take care of your own children, y'all know for years and years, I was stuck in these dead end jobs that wasn't going nowhere. I was raising my children without any help from him. He refused to do anything. And you got people that advocate for him, and they will come into my chat rooms and they will lie. Okay. The women that are screwing him, that are traveling to other states trying to spread disease, are lying for my ex in social media. They've been doing it. And they've been running around here, I believe, spreading something. Because what the hell is wrong with him? See, you got to understand that I'm cool. I ain't been with none of these folks in years. I'm good. I left right before the apocalypse truly hit. Okay, I left before that. You don't know what them people done picked up and acquired the past 5 years. Some of these folk need to be quarantined. Instead, they calling people talking about, let's meet up. And let's have a conversation about Shani, because I'm here advocating for her baby daddy. So a lot of y'all let my baby daddy play y'all. And this man ain't even got nothing. He don't even have nothing in life. Has acquired nothing. Uses himself as a court gesture, runs around jumping in front of cars to do insurance scams. This is who played you. And many of you guys are going through that right now. A lot of y'all will meet that dynamic woman that literally held herself, literally, wasn't out there doing all that stuff, and y'all had an opportunity with these women, and her baby daddy was able to ruin your relationship with her. Why do you allow that to happen? So right now, many of y'all are running around here confused, and y'all caught up in a woman's baby daddy. Then some of y'all got magic on y'all. And when we have that shift that's about to come, it's actually happening right now, but we got how many days? We got 4 days, and we're already in new moon energy. Okay, a lot of y'all are going to realize that you've been played. Okay, just like I've dated men where I've had to battle their baby mama. That's who you're battling, is the baby daddy, the ex, that thought that just because he had a baby with a woman, that she was his forever. And don't no woman want to be with a man like that either. Because you caught up in a government program that the kids ain't even caught up in. And the children will just start being disrespectful to you just because they don't respect what you're doing. I know that with my little ones, not little ones, but they're grown now, but with my older children, they never had any desire to see me back together with their father. In fact, not having the father around that was kicking down doors and arguing with people and creating problems, actually was of a big help. And you got these men out here, they don't care what they done did to you. They don't care if they done destroyed your property, literally led you down the path and the road of homelessness. They think that you supposed to just accept every goddamn thing that they do. So either you're going to decide to open, first of all, everybody that is having issues in their love life, my advice would be to do a love road opener because you are being blocked. That's why many of you don't feel well. That's why many of you have heart palpitations. Many of you are having heaviness in your chest. You're having tightness in your chest because what's happening is that your heart chakra, that energy is being binded through spirit. So you have to unbind yourself. Sometimes a spirit will just come and do that. There's many spirits doing that. So right now, all of you that are experiencing problems in your love life, you're not dealing with necessarily hexes, but you're dealing with being binded. You got to learn the difference between a binding and a hex. Because if you keep reversing the hex on your love life, you're not doing any good when the pathway has been blocked for you. So there's a difference between hexing somebody and blocking somebody. Now, some of you guys are hexed and blocked. Okay, some of y'all are being blocked through the energy of a hex or either a generational hex, which is why it's important to look at your parents and what they're doing. So those of you that want reunions, this is going to be extremely an extremely powerful time for love reunion work. And then those of you that want um, road openers, if you feel like you don't have nobody and you feel like you need to meet somebody, then you need to do a road opener. Okay, it's called a love road opener. It's going to do you some good because the reason why those of you that avoid love are still having problems financially is because it's not meant for you to be on this earth alone. So spirit is calling you to focus on your love life so that you can have balance. Now, I know there's a lot of you that you claim to be asexual, you claim that you don't want to, and I think that again, that is a spirit that has overtook your mind to make you actually believe in that crap because it's not real. You need to really take responsibility because many of you guys, you're gonna end up with heart problems and stuff. If you don't use your heart, it'll start dying. You got to use it in some kind of way, whether or not, but some of y'all, it's specifically your love life. Because the reason why you try to take away from people what you is because you don't have love. So that's why you guys are running around here trying to take away from people all the time because you don't actually have love in your life at all, or nobody that loves you. You've surrounded yourself with these false people your entire life that you know for a fact are going to do you dirty. It's guaranteed that they're going to do you dirty and do you foul. Is that not the truth? They've already done you dirty. It didn't matter what you did. They still was going to do what they did. Hold on, y'all. Y'all better take heed to them fake people. Before, the children that you produced were not fake. The relationship within itself was fake. It was based upon your circumstances at that time. So many of you guys are going to royally fuck over your children. First of all, if you are in a relationship that you should have left a long time ago, what the hell do you think you're teaching your children? You're teaching your children how to not love, because sometimes love is not what you think it is. So, for example, I didn't want to keep it. I just, no, because let me tell you what's going to happen. Many of you guys are going to break up with those people anyway when I guess it seems that it might be too late. You're going to end up being thrown out by those people anyway. It's not going to work. And the situation is going to be made worse than it actually has to be. because you're refusing to break away from this person. For example, with me, I'm still breaking away from my ex, obviously, because there's still stuff that's going on. It's like, good God damn. It's absolutely ridiculous, y'all, the way these people don't know how to let go. If a person does not want to be with you, let it go. If they don't want to be with you now, if it's somebody that doesn't want to be with you based upon some fake outside influence shit, I would do breakup work and I would do reunion work. If you felt like somebody left you or walked away from you, whether or not it's been within the past 6 months to a year, yes, love reunion work will set things back into balance, because that is the reason why you don't feel right, because your spirit is telling you that you need to do some work, that something must have happened. So many of you guys that have been walking away from these relationships, and okay, let's talk about the baby daddy paradigm. The reason why you didn't know all this stuff and the reason why you didn't have that wisdom is because he or she came in at a time and they did not have the proper energy to even bring that out of you. That is one of the reasons why you walked away, because you didn't give a shit. I know that when I left my ex, I told him, he said, "You don't really love me, do you?" And I said, "I don't." "You're right, I don't love you." And it was based upon what I could see him doing in the future, this right here, because I knew it wasn't meant for me to be with him. I knew it was meant for me to be with somebody else. First of all, he did not sexually satisfy me at all, at all, at all. And that's your first clue. I'm sorry. The older folks don't tell the way, sex don't really matter, you know, and those older ladies will tell you that, but then their husband will be out cheating on them. So get the fuck out of here with that. Sex is a very important component of your relationship. Okay. It's one of the ways that you bond. Sex is bonding between two people that love each other, is basically what it is. This is the reason why the longer you deal with that person, the stronger the sexual bond gets. You don't really need spiritual work for that. But the reason why you guys need spiritual work is because there's way too much work being done to stop it. The reason why we have to have spiritual work is because they are doing work to stop it, and it is an epidemic. It is an epidemic right now. So that's why when I put up that video, there was like 11 thumbs down, because these people want to be anti-love. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask those people to go take a nap somewhere, because the reason why is because it's not just love, it's healing energy that they are trying to block from you. And they're going to keep trying to block it because they feel ugly, or they feel like they done got too old for somebody to want them. That's why your grandma and your older auntie and your mama that done got old and big and fat and huge and swole like a goddamn guppy fish, that's the reason why they hating on you, because they feel that you are more attractive and they don't want to see you be happy, and they feel too old. That's on them if you feel too old, lady. It's like I told yeah. How many of y'all know for a fact that you're getting married either this year or next year? And when you are in your 60s and 70s, you're going to be way healthier than your parents were. You're not going to have diabetes and high blood pressure. And you know that you and your husband are still going to be having sex. Sexual connection has nothing to do with a person growing old. It has not been normal at all for your 40 and 50-year-old husbands to start going and looking at younger women. That has been the demon of pedophilia. Okay, is what that has been. It has not been normal. The reason why you haven't been able to fight it is because you don't know what it is. You just go and become bitter and think of and you become very unhappy. And then instead of you saying, well, hell, if he did leave you for a younger woman, you go and you find somebody then. Instead, what y'all do is y'all let the demon come to you and say, I'll never experience love. And you be sitting there crying in your room and I ain't gonna never love nobody. Don't nobody love me. You'll sit and start making these stupid ass affirmations about your love life based upon a demonic entity communicating through a fucking person that is confused about life anyway. Usually the person that is communicating that garbage to you is confused about life. Very confused. We have men out here, they wouldn't possibly even know how to relate to a woman. The reason why is because they have been taught homosexuality. Homosexuality has been taught to a lot of people. Misogyny. We're not supposed to be living like that. We are supposed to be living in heaven. If you want to know the truth, we are at a crossroads between heaven and hell. Energetically, I'm not saying that I believe in all that Bible stuff, but I think that there have been worlds. I think that we have the ability to create things. And yes, I do believe that Christians and other religious people have created a place, a realm called hell. But I think that also the fae and the angels and the people that I rock it with, mainly because I do go down there to the underworld. I don't like it down there. Sometimes I have to automatically go there in astral. I hate going there. But many of us are in heaven. There's a heavenly realm. So when you think about the end of times and all that stuff, we've already reached that platypus. These people are having a past life regression. So that's why they can't go forward. And you have to be smarter than that. You have to pay attention to what is going on. So, what I want you guys to think about for the new moon, okay? And I think that you guys should think about this and take a couple of days. I don't think that it's a decision that you have to make right away. And I've never forced anybody to make any decisions right away. That's not how spirit works. Okay. But what you got to do is you got to sit back and you got to think about it. And you got to take all the information in as much as possible. And you have to say, hey, do I stay or do I leave this person? And many of you guys are thinking about, should I do spiritual work on this person and bring them back, or should I just go ahead and let this situation go? That's a decision that many of you are going to have to make. But what I will tell you is that if you're not doing reunion love work, make sure that you witches are doing road opening love work, because many of you, if you're not in the mindset of opening the road for love so that that person can have that pathway to you, because the path is it's been blocked. Go ahead and do a specific love road opener. Yeah, we know you're dealing with enemies and stuff like that, but specifically a love road opener, because what they've done is they were somehow able to shut down that frequency, and what I could sense is that they were trying to, and they gonna get it for that. Anybody that is manipulating somebody's love life right now, and you're trying to manipulate their crown chakra energy, you're trying to manipulate their heart chakra energy, you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do. You're gonna catch hell for that. Okay. So if like right now, if you're in a mindset, please don't make decisions that are going to permanently affect you right now. You need to open your eyes to spirit and also understand that some of these demonic entities have came through. Y'all been calling, your significant other a bitch. You've been walking away from people that you know goddamn well that you love. You've been doing all kind of crazy crap based upon a demonic entity that has control over you. If you are in that mindset, please get some help. And now I'm going to tell y'all how the help works. The help goes through the phenomenal, amazing woman that is loving, and she is desperate to have that man in her life. So that's why they call you desperate. Okay? Because a lot of the women, and it's an unfair judgment that people make of women. When women know how to love. Okay, so a lot of the women, those are the divine saviors, because those are the ones that are reaching out to the spiritualists with their heart, saying, I love this man. Please bring him back to me. I can't do this without him. I've tried. I've realized it. And so you don't get judgment over here. A lot of other places you'll go to, people will judge you. They calling you stupid behind your back because they don't understand how it feels to unconditionally love somebody, even though they have done things to hurt you. They don't understand that love is not going along with those certain standards that they seem to be going along with. Okay, Outer Banks witch. Okay, sweetie, have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Oh. You need to send some pictures of them. I like squirrels. I think they are so cute. Listen at see, we can even tell that Outer Banks witch, her love chakras are opening up. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, if you decide that a person is not there for you, or or if you feel like your love work is not working, there are so many other spells you can do. You can call a lover, you can call a temporary lover, you can call somebody, you know what I'm saying? There are many, many spells that you guys can do for that, but mainly what is being worked on is opening, like doing those road openers, and then also doing your reunions. There is nothing wrong with doing a reunion, especially if something broke you up. And a lot of people will say, well, if this was able to break us up, then it wasn't meant to be. You don't understand black magic, and you don't understand spirit then. Because those negative energies will have you cussing out the person that you love and pushing them away, and knowing that you're hurting them. That's what I've noticed that people now also breakup work. A lot of you guys' breakup work is going to manifest, because I noticed that a lot of people have been asking about breakup work. People have been afraid to get breakup work. Those are the people that I'm telling you, these narcissistic connections, to where, I swear to you, it's a couple of it's a quite a few couples that I have noticed that need to be broken up from each other, but nobody ever does anything to them. But the people that are in love, and the people that are actually happy and not sad and depressed with the person that they are with, and feeling like they've got to do something that they don't want to do, something that violates them, those people are the ones that need some help, because that means that there is a demon that is oppressing them. And so I can see it when I do your readings. I can see the demon that is oppressing your man. Okay. And it is very disgusting. So breakup work can be done as well, but we're going to be doing a lot of breakup work in September. I can just see that happening in August. With this new moon, we're focused on love work, because many of you guys need that love work, because a lot of you guys need the healing energy. So love is healing. Actual real love is healing, which is the reason why you always come back to it. Okay. A lot of people will go out there, they'll do all kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, people are going to settle for love at the end of the day. Okay. All that other stuff does not matter to anybody. We don't care. We know that we don't need men to have money or a place to live. So we're out of that paradigm. We know that we need them for their love, and we, you know what I'm saying, but as far as needing them in that way, all of that has been a lie. Y'all need to throw away what you have been taught by society, because society, 60% of society gets divorced. 60% of society that gets married gets divorced. So what the fuck? Why are y'all still basing? You know what cracks me up is that you'll look at me, somebody that has 10 lovers still stalking me, and you'll tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, while you sit up there bound and just really messed up with that one person, and it is because you listen to society. Society is stupid. That's what society means, stupidity. Because what society will do is they will get together, and especially society should never be judging love unless it's a grown man with a 1-month-old baby or a 3-year old. Okay. That's where we should be judging. Other than that, society should not be running your life. What people are doing in society should not be running your life. What they doing in politics should not be running your life. Listen, whatever the president of the United States is going to do next month or during the election, it could possibly affect me if I believe that it does, but I don't believe that those things affect me. Why? Especially when it comes to my love life, because I keep politics out of the bedroom. When you keep politics out of the bedroom, you have a much better love life. When you're running around here and you're thinking about what somebody else thought about this, and that, who cares what people think? I've noticed the main thing with y'all, that with society, y'all keep caring about what society thinks, but society ain't. What is society doing? You see what society is doing as a whole. So why don't you start going by your own? Start be the two of swords. You are at a crossroads. You have to be able to think for yourself. Instead, you'll go and you'll look at influencers, and it'll be thousands of sheeple watching an influencer talking crazy and don't even really know. It's like, what in the world? This is not love. This is hate. This is hate. And you know what? When y'all listen to people like that, the people in your life, they'll start cussing you out. They'll start telling you how much they hate you. Listen, y'all need to stop allowing society to run your mind. Who fuck society? When everybody decides the hell with society, will do much better, because society is a trap. And we can tell that something ain't right. Why? Because we got people out here getting plastic surgery. I want to look like somebody. I want to be somebody else. And now you do the math, where we on earth, literally a lot of these men ain't never been out on a proper date in their life. They sit at home and they think that an actual real woman looks like a fucking Barbie doll, or either a blow up doll. That's not what real women look like. Stop chasing after that. Stop. Us women don't have to look like Barbie dolls. Okay, I don't have a huge butt. I'll show y'all a picture of my butt. My butt is fine. In fact, I think I'm gonna upload it to the other channel to show you what a normal butt looks like. Yeah, this is a normal butt. What the fuck? Am I supposed to look like a goddamn blowfish? So many of you guys, you don't even, how the hell you not gonna love somebody? You sitting up here lusting after photoshopped pictures. This is how sad society is. And you'll say that they get to judge who you be with. And you gonna go by what they say when they can't even get better than what you got. Stop it. And you comparing and your standards is to a Photoshop photo. Photoshop. That's all your standards is Photoshop. A fake plastic butt that's causing that person pain. And literally, when they show these women are killing themselves to have a bigger butt. I would never want to kill myself to have a bigger butt. My butt is fine. But this is what society is doing. Is Jamila going to do that? Hell no. First of all, what does having a big butt have to do with love? But you can see clearly, can't you? You can see, can you not see clearly what these people have done? And they'll like literally, if when I, you know what, I'm gonna upload some screenshots of myself, and I'm gonna upload it to the other channel though. Am I supposed to feel some type of way about the way that my body looks, or am I supposed to love my body? I mean, really. I mean, the ridiculousness has gotten more ridiculous every day. The fact that it's fake, it's plastic. Some of y'all, I think, are being controlled by machines. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They try to literally, I guess your body is supposed to, first of all, look like you ain't had children, even though you've had them. All bodies are beautiful, but what they do is they go around and they say, hey, you know, you look like you've had a couple of children, so that means that your body is not beautiful. And you have to look like this, somebody that can't have children. So I'm supposed to look infertile. I'm supposed to look infertile because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've always had an hourglass figure. Okay. But my waist did not go in like what y'all see these women, those women that you see photoshopped. No woman's waist is going to look like that because she's not fertile. Nobody looks like that. Nobody. Y'all run around here, you men, and you judge women based upon a photoshopped photo. So you can't experience real life. You don't even know what a real body looks like anymore. You don't know what real boobs look like. You don't know what a real butt looks like. You don't know any of that. All you know is fake and plastic surgery these days, which is sad. Nobody falls in love with somebody's body like that in that capacity. I know because I've fallen in love with less than perfect bodies. Trust me, even as a woman. And if you know that, you can show that and you ain't gonna have no problems in your love life. Not really. Not the problems that those other people have in their love life, which is no matter what they do, they're still constantly unfulfilled. When you actually fill your heart up with real love and all of those things and goodness and good spirits, then you're experiencing love. Somebody y'all think I would ever, and I've had 4 babies. You think I would ever in my freaking life ever go and get a tummy tuck and mess up my body? You think I would actually do that ever in my life? Why would it be worth it? What would be the point? First of all, first of all, I think that if you have lost a considerable amount of weight and your stomach literally hangs down to the middle of your knees, I think that a tummy tuck is valid there. But if you've simply had babies and you have a little pooch in your stomach, honey, what is the issue? You know what I'm saying? So technically, you know, you can weed out fake love when somebody is talking to you that way. Oh, well, you got to get a tummy tuck for me to be with you. Or if you're sitting up there thinking, oh, I got to get my body right, or I gotta, I gotta get some kind of plastic surgery. You know, I got to get something done to myself because I feel that this person is not going to accept me. Well, you know what? You're with the wrong person then. You're going for the wrong thing. You're booking Panub in all the wrong places. You are looking for love in all the wrong places because love is love, period. It don't have no limitation on it. It's not going to tell you that you have to go and get breast implants. It's going to tell you in your face that it loves you or he or she loves you exactly the way that you are. So if you have somebody telling you that, hey, you need to get a tummy tuck, or you need to go and do that, or you need to lose weight for me to love you, then more than likely that's not real love and you need to quit wasting your damn time. Now, sometimes it could be real love because some of these men, I'm going to be honest with you, we got to be a little bit more patient with these men because, like I said, they worship photoshopped women. All of the women throughout history, all of the gods and goddesses that we see in the depiction of them, they all have at least a 2 or 3 month pregnant belly. Ain't none of those women hollowed out and bony and skinny. Ain't none of those women look like that, man. Look at throughout history. Look at the art throughout history. Look at our gods and goddesses. They don't look like that. They are in our image. They not the other way around. So they don't know what all that is. A fake plastic body where there's these huge boobs sitting up. We know they're fake. Okay, there's some people that still enjoy large natural breasts. In fact, there's specialized porn for that, which why would you need to watch that with porn? You know how many women it is walking around here with large natural breasts, and y'all rather say, well, society said that my woman gotta look like some kind of Barbie doll, but you know, I'm gonna sit up here and watch natural breast porn. Y'all all watching the natural breast porn. That's why y'all always talking about women with long titties. And then you say, oh, we hate those long titties. Okay. But in reality, you should love them. You know, no woman, unless she doesn't have any breast tissue, should have to go and get breast implants to have breasts. Okay. Some simple exercises will do it. You know, there's no need to go and put plastic things inside of your body that's going to ruin your health. And we do have a certain section of people that, like, for example, you know, it's this whole thing that they have with this whole, you know, we want like some kind of cartoon character type of but I don't understand what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? Because for me personally, I just want a regular nigga, a regular man. That's all I want. I want a regular man. Of course, I don't want him to, I want him to be a witch. Of course, I want him to practice his shit. But I don't need no man that's running around here with this, you know, all this, you know, all these bells and whistles and stuff. You know, guys, it's terrible. You know, listen, you have got to understand that it is going to be somebody out there that loves you for you. They're not going to say to you, oh, I need for you to lose a little bit of weight because this is looking bad for my self image. They'll never say that to you. You know what they're going to say to you? They're going to say, I want you to lose weight so that you can feel good about yourself, so that you can be healthy. That's what somebody that loves you is going to say to you. They're not going to say to you, just like Kevin Samuels, this is, you know who he reminds me of? This dude looks computer generated. And they said they was going to start having these computer generated men. So some of y'all, I swear to God, it's unbelievable, because they not gonna find nobody else stupid enough. I hope that that's not a real person. Even as he sits at his desk, he looks like Mad Max. Y'all know that head thingy? That's what that dude reminds me of. Trying to pull people back away from love and tell them, you what you trying to. Okay, so the men that are in love with these overweight women, what you gonna tell them, that they not really actually in love with these women, or they don't love them? You're gonna tell me that we are putting some kind of idealism on who is deserving of being. Guys, you know what? I love you too, but something is gonna have to give with that whole situation. I noticed that Crystal Swirls has been having like a little beef with Kevin Samuels. It's not that he's talking to sisters and telling them to be a mammy. It's not that. It's just that y'all don't even really know that man. Oh my goodness. And he must have felt that work I put out for him. And I'm not a big woman. I'm not like in, I got love handles and stuff, but I'm not no huge woman. Like, they try to make us feel like we're bigger than what we are. I think that it's a computer generated program that's trying to get everybody on some kind of weirdness. The average size of a woman is 16. That's everywhere. When you look at a somebody that's a size 16, they're gonna be pretty stacked. Now, if you look at somebody that's a 10, a 8, or a 5, this is a child's size. When a woman gives birth, her hips spread, and so do her breasts. It's the natural biological process of life. Now, she may not be all huge, and then that's somebody that may be just a little greedy. She's not going to be necessarily big like Rasputia or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just real, but she's not going to be skinny like a teenager. You got women out here in their 30s and 40s trying to be the same size as a teenager, and it looks funny. You a grown woman, you supposed to have all those hips and curves. You ain't supposed to be sitting up here a bone. I still don't understand what is the deal with people liking the crackhead look. I don't get that. I like my men to be kind of pudgy. I like for them to have kind of a Buddha belly. I don't like that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we supposed to be grown. We ain't supposed to be little kids. I don't have to relive my teenage years. Trust me, I had lots of fun when I was a teenager. So I'm not trying to relive my past. It's time for people to grow up and be responsible for your own happiness. The reason why you're so unhappy is because you turn away from anything that makes you happy. And you say, well, society said that I shouldn't be happy with you because they said that you were ugly. Okay. Society said I was ugly. So I'm going to go into a deep, dark depression. Okay. Men are going to have to stop giving a shit about what other men think unless you are gay. You might as well just come out of the closet. But a lot of y'all are not gay. A lot of y'all were molested and raped and violated the same way that women were. So there's a lot of men out here gay falling in love with women. I have heard more stories about gay men falling in love with women than I ever would have thought possible. So that's why they on the down low, because they have a habit. People are creatures of habit, That's a habit that you probably need to get rid of, but you actually really do want a woman. You was going through a phase, and many women, many men can phase that out, but the women, they don't, for some reason, they don't want to let us phase out of that. That whole time and space has been phased out. You have either a divine partnership or a divine union that you need to start paying attention to. And men can come online and act like they in their boys club all they want, but everybody is included in this. And what I've noticed is them judging women. Are you kidding me? They are out here doing, like just looking at them, it just makes you, like, for some reason the corners of my mouth kind of turn up, and I just be like, this is the most pathetic thing I have ever seen in my life, in history. The human race is at the lowest common denominator right now with the things that they're doing. And it's all fun and jokes, but it's not fun and jokes when it is an actual magician behind the joke that is actually able to hold you up in suspension. There's been a lot of y'all that have been held back from love just because of YouTube vloggers. What the fuck? You can tell that your father obviously didn't have no influence. There was no real guidance. Hell, at least when I was younger, y'all, I walked in. I'm gonna tell this story. I'm about to expose my parents. I have walked in on my parents having sex several times. I walked in on my mother kissing on my father's nipples. I was a little kid. I never forget that. Those are things that you're supposed to see. Even though I was a child, I ran in, I said, oh shit, and I ran back out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stand there watching them. They were in their living room. They're grown. They could do whatever they wanted to do. My parents would have sex with me in the house all the time. It's people running around here talking about, parents shouldn't have sex while the kids are in the house. Why not? That's normal. You're supposed to hear your parents having sex. It's how you learn. What else are you supposed to hear? You supposed to hear them arguing? You supposed to hear them talking about what society said and what somebody said in the political world about you, and politics told you how you should feel about somebody. It was normal for you to come in and see your parents kissing each other and showing love to each other. If you grew up and your parents barely touched each other, you're gonna be kind of fucked up in the head, because you were supposed to see that. I got that early experience watching my parents together. Many of you didn't even see your parents do anything together, and it messed you up. And then what ended up happening was that, you know, um, sometimes your mother, what she did was she just became bitter. And for some reason, she purposely invited in a bunch of perverted people into your life as well, for some of you. So that's how you learned all those perversions. And then you got to understand that people in the family, the men in the family, if you see a family that has a lot of pretty women in the family, you better believe that you got to watch the men that are in her family, because those men will try to keep those women in the family. And there'll be old women running around here single, and they uncles and they brothers will be running their damn life. A lot of y'all got uncles, y'all got brothers. They sitting up there, they're having these meetings, they're doing spiritual work. They are definitely stopping you from having anybody just because they can, just because they can't have you. It's a lot of y'all got these nasty men in your family. They want to have you to themselves. So whenever you bring a man around, they running him off. They telling him, they having conversations with him, telling him that he shouldn't respect you, telling him that he should beat you, cursing you right in your face, and you keep bringing these people around your family. Why? Why do y'all keep bringing people around family as if that? No, there used to be this huge thing to where in society you were validated by a man introducing you to his family. That's no longer a standard. As I don't look, if you a man and you come from a dysfunctional family, and I already know I ain't gonna get along with none of the women in your family, I don't want to meet nobody in your family. I don't care. It's not a virtue for me, especially if you got a screwed up family that's obviously screwed up. So many of you guys, you're not gonna have your father giving you away at your wedding. You're not going to have your cousins there as brides and bridesmaids, and you're not going to have your mother there crying at your wedding. If she does cry, she's going to be crying tears of jealousy, and she's going to be plotting and planning on how she can destroy your relationship. Okay. And if it's genuinely what that is, if that's genuinely what is going on and what's happening, you have to pay attention, because for many of you, genuinely, that is what is going on. Okay. And you got to stop letting these people make you think that you're never going to find anybody. Y'all got to stop doing that. Listen, the spirit is saying that that there's judgment that's coming when it comes to your love life. And what I want to tell you is that many of you guys have got to get it together. This has been drawn out for far too long. A lot of y'all have been single for 10 years. A lot of y'all have been codependent for 10 years. A lot of y'all have been doing way too much for more than 10 years. Just saying that you're going to do it is not going to help, because there is a spiritual contract that is sight unseen. That's the reason why you're constantly attracting this same person over and over and over again, because you have done none of the work to make things any different or to make things better. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Oh, God, get her out of here. Did you knock that over again? Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all, I'm back. So, with this new moon, I want you to understand that the energies are going to be very powerful for love as well as wealth. Okay, many of y'all that are stuck in relationships where you arguing over money, you need to leave that relationship. You're not with the right person. You're not properly aligned. There should be nobody fighting over money. If you're with somebody and you're still fighting over money, which is that nuclear family setup that ain't never worked for nobody. Okay. If you're arguing about money, if you have not found a path of money and you're with somebody, this all coincides together. And I want to look and see, because they usually will name these moons and stuff. I want to see if they've given it a name. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. So the next new moon is coming up on August 18th in the fiery and bold sign of Leo, which is bringing a burst of creative inspiration to all zodiac signs. The August 2020 new moon will be perfect for indulging in Leo season's regal energy and giving yourself the royal treatment when it comes to self-care. Trying to see if they call it the full sturgeon moon is what this moon is called. Let me see what that's called, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You can work on whatever it is that you want to work on. You don't necessarily have to go along with what they're doing. Okay. Hold on a minute. No, this was the full moon. I'm looking for the new moon. Yeah, they don't really have a name for it, unless, let me try to look it up on YouTube, but I don't see that anybody has named it. I know that for me, I named it the marriage moon. Okay. So it's all about new love. Okay. Or either the revival of love. Okay. So either it's going to be a revival of love, or either you're going to be laying out the blueprint for new love to come to you. Okay. Yeah. They don't really have a name for it this time. So I figured, but I do think that a lot of people are talking about love when it comes to this moon, because it's a Leo moon and it's Leo season. And like I said, when we go into Virgo's energies are all about stability. Virgos are all about monogamy. So many of you guys that want monogamous relationships, I gotta say this about the whole thing where you are manifesting more than one lover at once. Okay. Most people don't want that. That is a very rare thing. It has nothing to do with society, as far as to why women want, or why people want one person. Why do men want fidelity? Why do men want women to be faithful to them? Why do women want that? It's not what you think it is. Now, that within itself, that part of it, I can dig it. And the reason why is because of spiritually transmitted demons. Okay. Spiritually transmitted demons. I am somebody that has had sexual experiences that I don't have to be ashamed of it, but it's something that I don't go around talking about all the time. But I have also had the experiences. I've always been the type of person that wanted to be with one person. As a woman, that's not some kind of setup. That's not that it's stupid or it's weak. That has nothing to do with it. It's all based upon want and desire and lifestyle, and then also spiritually who you are. Okay. So for me personally, I prefer monogamous relationships. I do not want, and see, a lot of people, cheating is such a huge problem. Well, the reason why you're cheating is because you're with the one that you don't really want. If you really wanted that person that you were with, you would not cheat on them, is what I think personally. Okay. So cheating is at the top of the list. The reason why you're cheating is because you're not getting all that you need from that one person. And for some of y'all, you're not getting anything, and you're not getting anywhere because that person does not have anything to it. It's a dead battery. When you get together with somebody, the energies are supposed to combine with you and that person, and then this is when you're supposed to be creating things. A lot of people are not doing that, and the reason why they're not doing that is because they are constantly being pushed away from the people that they are supposed to be with, to be pushed towards people to cause misery and pain in their lives. So that's the reason why cheating is such a huge problem, because people are not genuinely with the person that they want to be with. And 9 times out of 10, most of y'all are chasing a person that you're not meant to be with. Causing all these problems because you're chasing a person that you're not meant to be with. It trickles up and down. Okay, a lot of y'all issues are caused by a person that is trying to be next to you that you want nothing to do with. It's obvious that they want to be next to you, at least energetically, or either they want to be you, and that's still not what it's supposed to be. Okay? Cool. So anyway, you guys, I'm about to go. It's late. I've already talked about this enough. I hope that I inspired many of you guys that are limiting yourselves because of my baby daddy and his rhetoric. He's had men that would probably marry me in a heartbeat actually have the audacity to tell me that I had no choices. Uh, and so when it comes to that, we done with all of that. We done with rhetoric. Bottom line is that many of you need to be at the position and the stance of, hey, listen, if you're not going to be with me, I'm going to open up the road and the pathway that you have tried to close for somebody else to be with me. So that's what I think that you guys should be doing. And I think that it should be either or. If you got somebody that you're currently estranged from and you want to talk to them and they don't want to talk to you and they mad at you because of what somebody else did, and you know what I'm saying? What you need to do is you need to tell spirits like that, hey, listen, okay, this person, look, either they gonna put up or shut up. And that's all it is to it. Either they gonna put out or get out. Because a lot of people, I have watched people sit around and waste their lives, and spirit cannot stand you. Even these spirits that some of you witches call to, they will make your spells go up and down. These spirits that y'all are working through because they wish they had your life. A lot of these spirits and stuff that's roaming around here, just freelance spirits, they looking at you and they think you the dumbest people alive because all y'all do is sit around and waste time. Oh, I'll just sit here and wait for another about a month or two, three. Up, 10 years went by, still ain't went on my path. Up. I don't know why I'm unhappy. I'm not doing what I want to do. I don't know why I'm unhappy and I'm upset at other people that are doing what they want to do. I don't know why. I'm stuck in a bad relationship. I'm miserable. I'm Listen, it's time for you to move on. These spirits are irritated. I'm irritated. For you to take your whole life for granted. That's one of the reasons why I don't respect my mother. And I never will until she changes and until it stops. Y'all better look at y'all mamas very closely because many of them taught you to take your love life for granted and say, oh, it ain't that important. Oh, just go and be with women. Oh, we ain't gonna worry about that. Oh, girl, you don't need this and need that. And you know what? It was wrong as hell what they taught us. Many of us specifically were taught that crap for some odd reason. It's not good for you to do that. What ended up happening was that our parents got caught up and then they went and they were already doing perverted things either with family members or either with younger people. They were doing all kind of stuff and literally the reason why probably some of y'all, hell, they just were not marriage material. Some of y'all mamas is hoes. They do all kind of disgusting stuff. Many of us are not like that. Go around sleep with anybody. Many of your mothers, they're doing things directly to cause you to go out there and be a hoe. And nobody wants to be a hoe. You know what a hoe is? A hoe is somebody that gets used. Nobody tells her that they love her, typically, in that kind of situation. I don't understand why you women, and that new Cardi B song, I'm through with Cardi B. I'm through with Cardi B, and that's why I said I don't want Cardi B or Megan the Stallion influencing my children. Okay, so this music that we have out here is disgusting. It's completely based upon narcissism and horror mongering, and you're never going to experience love like that. I don't give a shit if you're Christian, pagan, Wiccan, if you practice, what do they call all that stuff? Santeria. I don't care where you practice. You keep chasing after that goddamn horror mongering crap. It was disgusting. That video, the newest one. I thought they were talking about the video where they were just twerking. Where twerking is okay. That's a Kundalini thing. But the whole thing, it's a turnoff. I am completely and utterly turned off by Cardi B and her music. And to be honest with you, when Little Kim came out, I was actually very, very turned off by Little Kim as well. Okay, because I'm tired of them trying to make our sexuality and human sexuality based upon this shit. And I'm tired of women like me having to constantly compete with this shit. It ain't right. So I just thought it was, I thought it was pretty disgusting. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. What messages is Cardi B trying to send to your children? And do you want your daughter to grow up to be a high price hoe? Or do you want her to be fucking happy in life? Do you want her to have a happy marriage with a man that supports her, that she supports? Or do you want her to be listening to goddamn Cardi B? It literally, it's obviously an agenda, obviously, because guess what? Cardi B herself is not a hoe no more. Ain't she supposed to be married? But of course, she got into a baby daddy relationship to where it didn't work out. So again, they are now using, these so-called role models. And see, as a woman that has went down that road, I tell all my young people the correct thing. Don't go have no baby by that man. Y'all don't even have no relationship. What is up with people just having babies? And I've actually explained that I've done that. I'm not saying that my children were a mistake. Absolutely not. But as somebody that has been down that road, I can honestly tell you that that's the road that you keep. If you continue to let yourself be influenced by people like Cardi B and Megan the Stallion, this is exactly what we're going to produce. And I'm not judging women and their sexuality and their freedom. I get it. I get that that's why women like that. But there are some of us that are not on that page. I do not want to be in a whorehouse. I don't want nothing to do with it. Because I know where it goes. I know where it leads to. So Cardi B glamorizing prostitution, she's been doing it for the longest. It's absolutely disgusting. That's all she's been doing is glorifying prostitution. And y'all don't care about these young kids growing up. I have never in my life seen so many artists out there glamorizing prostitution for women and it limits women to say the only way that you can earn money is with your pussy, and it's stopping your creativity. Women are supposed to be inventing things and creating things, but they have reduced you to just your vagina, and they would love to do that. This is one of the reasons why I don't even ask men for money. I just make my own money. I don't ask men for money. Because at that moment, the way that they see it, even though, a man should give you money, because it's kind of the only way that we can even tell if a man even values us, is if he gives us some money, which is sad. But It's okay. That's okay. That part of it I totally understand. But this whoremongering thing to where basically it was like a Alice in Wonderland type of thing, and they are encouraging these girls to stay and to be in these mansions where they are tying these women up and they are prostituting these women out. And I think that Cardi B is absolutely disgusting. I think that she fooled us all when she got with old boy and had a baby, but we can see very clearly what Cardi B's agenda is. And that is to continue really, to be honest with you, to me, it was very reminiscent of pedophilia in Hollywood. Okay. So the symbolism that I saw was very disturbing. And I'm a person that enjoys sex. I'm even very kinky person. But the message that they sent in that video, if you don't have a problem with it, they're trying to revive this Hollywood pedophilia type of energy that has these young girls on the casting couch and has these children being subjugated by these demonic entities. So that same demon that Cardi B is advocating for, I'm fighting against that demon. And I could recognize it in that video. The look on my face, it did not look good. It looked disgusting. And you'd be surprised at the people that are in sexual bondage and being sold for sex, but none of you are having sex. You're just nutting. You just as nutty as fruitcakes. And anybody that buys prostitutes and all that stuff, you are a complete moron. Especially if you in your 40s and 50s, and a lot of these men think they know what the fuck they talking about, and ain't none of them actually had sex. None of them. You have never had meaningful sex in your life, and you know it. And you run around here and you see people that have obviously had something meaningful, and you have a problem with it because you're too busy chasing after a whoremongering demon. And the reason why you continue to chase after it is because you think that you're asserting some kind of fucking male dominance to where you're going to put women in their place. But in reality, those aren't even women. Half of those people ain't even women. They're eunuchs. Cardi B is a puppet. And I want y'all to know that she's a puppet. And I don't want y'all to be influenced by nothing that she's talking about right now at this point in history, for this idiot to be running around here encouraging our young girl. I have teenage daughters. I swear for God, I was scared to death of my daughters coming down here to Atlanta, getting caught up with some goddamn rapper, going to a damn studio, being used and being whored out. It scared the shit out of me. And you know what? I don't appreciate what Cardi B did. They are dumbing down our children, and they are pulling them away from the path of the witch. And they purposely told them to not practice witchcraft, but to practice being a whore instead of being in your power. And we not having it. We know exactly what they up to. So this new moon, I want you guys to think about that. And that's the demon that we're going to be battling. And we're going to be using love energies, intent. I already have a few love workings that I'm working on for clients right now. And so I'm excited to see what the new moon brings to that work that I've already done, because I actually have been doing love work, which is why I kind of have, I have kind of been in and out, and then also dealing with other stuff. Okay. But all of that stuff that y'all advocating, traveling around, screwing people and doing all that stuff, your children need to have a better example of a woman. They need to have a better example of a woman in their life, because they'll be lost. I'm telling you, this next generation coming up here, they in trouble. They in trouble. Okay. And Cardi B was the catalyst for that, which is why a lot of people don't like Cardi B. And now I don't like her either. I was okay with everything else that she did. I took her out my playlist though. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. But I just saw the video the other day. Not the one where they were out doing the twerking and stuff. I thought it was very creative, the way that, the bodies and stuff, it looked nice. But with this one, it was clearly what their message was. And it was, I cannot tell you the reason why you shouldn't want to be a hoe. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. And you know what? A lot of what they're doing, they're removing love so that you can just literally, I mean, when you think about it, when you think about sexuality and the way they have perverted it. I remember I saw this porn video on Facebook, and y'all, it was the most disgusting thing I had ever seen. These men were going into this building with, it was a glory hole scene, and they literally were going in and they were paying to go and stick their penises inside of a hole. We got to do better than this. Okay. I was literally freaked out, but it was so disgusting. And you know why? Because my spirits, they are sex goddesses and love goddesses. And they didn't appreciate it. It was absolutely the most disgusting thing that I had ever seen in my life. It was so devoid of love. It was these people looking for love or looking for gratification. And instead of them actually having it, they're just going in. They don't care. They just put their penis in a glory hole, and somebody does something. And you got to really think about how horrifying that is to anybody that understands and values love. Now, I'm a Cancer, so I don't ever have sex with a person that I don't love. Okay, if I'm having sex with somebody, it's because I love them and I have feelings for them. But from what I could see with what people are doing these days, it is they are completely robbing our youth and us of love and romance and anything special and sacred. They are robbing us of that sacred love right now. And you better pay attention. And you know the reason why is because many of them are in fact soulless. A person without a soul can't experience love. That's why they do the things that they do. They can say I love you, but they really don't mean it. They really don't know what it means. Okay. So that's my love discussion. I'm gonna go, y'all, because I'm ready to eat this food. I've been sitting up here watching my food for a second. I got me some wings. I got me a papadilla. Not the most healthiest meal, but it'll definitely fill me up. So, because I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing. So, and tomorrow I gotta go grocery shopping because I gotta get me some. I gotta get back on my smoothie game. So, y'all better pay attention this week. Going towards, you're welcome, Wendy. Going towards next week, especially with this new moon, y'all better watch it because they have a lot of agendas, and it is because they want you to not experience love. They want you to experience narcissism. They want you to experience sex, but they don't want you to experience love because love costs a lot. So they want to give y'all the cheapest thing possible, which is just a quick bang in the back seat of somewhere, but you're not actually experiencing anything except for desperation. That's desperation. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Have a good evening. Love and light.